What's up, guys? Gamers Goon here. Back at you guys with my Wrestlemania predictions. I will be in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome come Wrestlemania. So, I figure I'm going to give you guys some predictions here. Now, this is going to be what my match card would look like, not what the match card is going to be, so it might be out of order. But this is what I would have the match card be. I would have it start off with Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal to start off the pre-show. Now, in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, I would probably pick Elias here. Now, Elias, he's getting some momentum under him. He's starting to get some good heel heat. People are starting to like him. Now, I would have had Samoa Joe in it, but Samoa Joe's injured. And I could also see him entering in as Braun Strowman's partner later in the evening. So, I think Elias is the right guy to go with in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Next, I would have Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax be the second match on the pre-show. That's not a great match. It's not going to get anybody out of their seats. There's no need for it on the main show. Might as well put on the pre-show. You all know Nia Jax is going to win. Nobody really is going to be sympathetic towards her. So, she's not going to get a huge pop when she wins, so you might as well put that on the pre-show and get it on Nia Jax. I mean, it just doesn't matter. Next, we got Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Rusev, and Jinder Mahal. Now, I personally would put the title on Rusev. I like Rusev's body of work, but I think they're going to give it to Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal, he had the World Championship earlier this year, and I think they're gonna do it. Give him the U.S. Championship for, hey, you carried SmackDown for a little bit. Here you go. But I wouldn't really say he carried SmackDown. I mean, he made that show diminish real quick. Yeah, but I think they're gonna give it to Jinder Mahal. I could see one of the Singh brothers getting in there, accompanying him, helping him try to win. Maybe pick up a cheap one over Orton, Roode, or Rusev. I wouldn't think it would be Rusev he'd pull a cheap one over because they both kind of heels. But Roode and Orton I could see. Probably Orton because he's the champ. Or you could just pin Roode and Orton can easily say, hey, I didn't get pinned. I should have a rematch. But I don't know who he's going to pin, but I think Mahal is going to win on next Sunday. Main show, I would start it off with Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali. You got to give the cruiserweights their spotlight. Last year, you put them on the pre-show. This year, you need to step it up a notch. You got to put them on the main show. You don't have to give them a main event spot. There's no need for that. But you can let them open it off. People, as soon as they're tuning in, they don't want to watch the pre-show. As soon as they tune in for the show, they see Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander put on a 4 or 5 star classic. That's going to get the cruiserweights some momentum. People are going to be like, oh, wait a minute. I got to come tune in and watch 205 Live if these guys are on it. They can actually put on a good match. And anyways, I do believe that Cedric Alexander wins the Cruiserweight Championship here. It's the whole culmination of the Cruiserweight tournament for the championship ever since it was relinquished. And I think Cedric Alexander would be the right pick. If it was for me, I would probably say Alexander as well, but I think they're going to go with Cedric Alexander. And then the match I had second on my main show, Cesaro Sheamus, the Raw Tag Team Champions, versus Braun Strowman and his partner of his choice. Now, we're going to have to do 2 predictions. My prediction for the partner of Braun's choice, I could see it being Samoa Joe, as I mentioned. I'm hearing reports of Rey Mysterio. I don't really think that would be smart. I don't really want to see Rey Mysterio and Braun Strowman interact. I don't really care. But, I mean, it would be a pop. I mean, Vince likes his pops for people coming out. So, I mean, if you want it, I guess. But I don't really want to see Rey Mysterio coming back, being a champion, not being 50% of the shows. I would rather see Samoa Joe, who's going to be there, and he's going to make an impact. And nobody beats that team. Nobody would beat that team. Why not make it? Next, I have the Women's Battle Royal going out next. And I probably would have Bayley win this. Now, Sasha and Bayley, they have a little feud going on. And I think if you let Bayley win this, you build up the tension. You have Bayley get Sasha out at the very end. And then Sasha gets all upset. And then slowly, over the next couple weeks, you tell the story that Sasha is starting to see Bayley as a threat. And then she ends up turning heel on Bayley. And Bayley ends up having another 5-star classic with Sasha Banks. That's what I would do. And I think that's probably what they should do, considering how far they buried Bayley earlier this year with the Extreme Rules and Bayley This Is Your Life and all this stuff. I feel like they should really give Bayley the thanks and just throw her this. I mean, I'm not going to jump out of my seat for somebody winning a battle royal, but it would be good for Bayley, I guess. It's a moment. Next, I have the Usos, Bludgeon Brothers, and the New Day. I'm hearing rumors this might be the inaugural ladder match of WrestleMania's card. I think that'd be a good match. Saying a ladder match. I don't really understand how the Bludgeon Brothers would win if we had a ladder match, because I feel like that benefits the New Day a little more than it benefits the rest of the pack. Because the New Day has 3 guys, obviously. So Xavier could come in there and help, or Kofi, whichever one's not wrestling. I assume it will be Xavier, because, let's be honest, Xavier's not the higher end of the New Day when it comes to wrestling. I mean, he's a good wrestler and all, but Kofi, one of the best. Big E, he's brilliant. I mean, so I could see the ladder match making sense here. And I think that the Bludgeons will win, but I don't know how they will if it's a ladder match. But I still think the Bludgeons will find a way to win. I really do think the Bludgeon Brothers are the next era for the tag team division. The New Day and the Usos both came out and said, hey, we're here to build up the other teams. We're here to give the other guys a chance. And I think this is where they do it. They finally drop the belt. Instead of the New Day and Usos flopping it back and forth like they did all year, they get it all the Bludgeons. The Bludgeons can have new, fresh feuds. They can fight the Breezangos. They can fight the Usos for a rematch. They can fight the New Day on their own. That opens a whole lot more than what the Usos have been doing. The Usos have fought the New Day. They fought Breezango. And they'll have a one-on-one match against the Bludgeons, inevitably. And you're probably bringing up AOP. And I think the Usos versus AOP isn't as good as the Bludgeons versus AOP. 2 big force teams. I think that makes a whole lot more sense to put it on the Bludgeon Brothers at this time. So I would say the Bludgeon Brothers are going to be the ones to win the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. Next match I have going to Raw. It's Miz, Rollins, and who else? Balor. In this, I would give it to Rollins, but I think they're going to give it to Balor. Now, The Miz, his time is well done. Well done. He's held on to that title for way too long. Ever since he's came to Raw, he's been stale. He hasn't done anything with the title. Nothing. I don't even remember one of his good matches this year. I can't even name off one match Miz had this year where the Intercontinental Championship looked halfway decent. Now, I can recall some of Balor's matches. He has Bray Wyatt, for example. But I see Finn Balor making a whole lot better of a situation than The Miz. I would give it to Rollins because I like Rollins and I think he can carry the business. But I think Rollins is going to move to SmackDown, quite honestly. So I wouldn't really see why they would give it to Rollins if he's just going to go and turn high heels and leave. But I think Finn Balor is going to be the one to win it realistically, but I would want Rollins. But Balor, I think he's going to be the one to win it. You got to get the title off The Miz. He's held it for way too long. They're just making stuff up now. Oh, he's the longest combined running days as a champion. Nobody cares about that. Yeah, so what? He's held a title for however many days combined. Nobody goes by combined days. He's also had like 85 championship runs. I mean, he's held on to the thing forever, it seems like. He's the only guy that I've ever seen hold the Intercontinental Championship this year. Like, come on. Is this guy ever going to lose? And then he does the same thing with the heel stuff. I mean, I'm a fan of The Miz on the mic, but it gets repetitive when you got Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel out here doing the same thing over and over and over again. Cheap win after cheap win after cheap win. It's okay for a heel to do it sometimes. You don't do it at a WrestleMania. You don't do it at a WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship. You can't do it. It works in the New Day's case because it's 3 guys. It makes sense. But you can't use that same excuse in the Intercontinental Championship race. So sure, it works at a pay-per-view like an Extreme Rules, or heck, you can even make people even more mad and do it at a SummerSlam, but you can't be doing it every single defense. It gets overwhelming. I don't want to see that. You can do it twice. That's the most. Twice in one title reign, that's the most. You can't be doing it over and over again. Eventually, you got to put your big boy pants on and let Miz win or lose without interference. You can't. And I think Balor's going to be the guy to end up getting it. Balor can put on great matches with Samoa Joe. He can put great matches on with Elias. He can put great matches on with Rollins even. Heck, he can put a great match on with almost anybody. I don't want to see him and Bray Wyatt again, but Hardy, Jeff Hardy. Think about that. That'd be a good match. That would be a great match. I would have no questions asked about that match. I would just be tuned into that. I'm watching that match. But I got to get on here. Next, we got Charlotte and Asuka. I think Charlotte is going to drop the title here. Asuka, she's on the undefeated streak. You don't just ruin the undefeated streak at her first WrestleMania. You got to have that build up more. You got to keep it going on. You got to keep it churning. You just can't stop it. Not yet. And I think when you do stop it, it's when you have the first women's main event. Now, I don't know if it's going to be a co-main event. I think the main event's the one that finishes the show. But if it's a co-main event, sure, go for it. But it's not this. It's not this year. Asuka does not need to lose this year. Next year, maybe. I don't know what the card's going to look like for next year's Mania, but maybe. She doesn't lose on a B-level pay-per-view. She doesn't lose on SummerSlam. She doesn't lose at Survivor Series. She doesn't lose at the Royal Rumble. No. If she's going to lose, it has to be at WrestleMania, and it has to make sense. It has to be something that's built up. It has to be something looked upon. Oh, she won last year's WrestleMania. She's won however many days. You got to keep it building. Right now, I don't think it's built enough. You got to keep her winning. Because if you drop the ball now, what's she going to have to say? Well, I've won 387 days. I'm just throwing a number out of my butt. But I've won 387 days. Did you win the Raw Women's... Or did you win the SmackDown Live Women's Championship? Did you win the Raw Women's Championship when you were over on Raw? Did your Royal Rumble win really mean anything? You didn't win. It makes sense here. For me, personally, I think that the correct way would be if she held on to the title. She holds the title into next year's WrestleMania. She wins real matches, not the cheap stuff like The Miz. She actually wins the matches. Sure, it'll get repetitive, but it makes sense for the character. It doesn't make sense in other characters. But the way they're building Asuka, she needs to have that streak accumulate over a even longer period of time. It can't just be this short period of time. It can't. It's got to be a long period. has to make sense. It has to be on the main roster. It doesn't care what happened in NXT. I don't care what happened in NXT anymore. You're on the big girl roster. It needs to expand even longer. You can mention she didn't lose in NXT either. That's fine with me. But you got to make it actually mean something on the main roster. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you were on Raw. You fought Nia Jax. I don't care. You fought Alexa Bliss. You beat Alexa Bliss. Congratulations. Who else did you fight? I don't even know who else she fought over there. But it makes no sense. It makes no sense. You can't just have it abruptly end for Charlotte. Charlotte's great and all. She ain't that great. I think Asuka should be the one to win the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Next, we got Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Here I have Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey winning. You don't give the win to Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. You don't give the win to the McMahons. Please. Excuse me while I think of the thought of Triple H and Stephanie winning. Oh my. And then you'd have Stephanie coming in on Monday nights. I was the first ever to beat Ronda Rousey. That would be a way to bury Ronda real quick. If she loses this match, she has no future in the WWE. She might as well pack her bags and leave if she loses this match. Thank God, I believe Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey are going to win. But if they do lose, they're never going to hear the end of it. She needs to leave. Get Ronda as far away from the WWE as possible if she loses. That thought is awful. I'm not sure how great Ronda's going to be in the ring. That's going to be something I'm going to watch. I'm not sure if Kurt Angle's going to be able to keep up. I'm not sure if Stephanie's going to be able to keep up. No, the only thing I'm really sure about in this match is that Triple H is going to show out. He's the only one that I know is going to actually be decent in this match. Angle, I don't know if he'll be able to keep up with Triple H. I don't know if he'll be able to take a pedigree. I don't know if he'll be able to take a big spot. I don't know any of that. I don't know if Angle could hold up. Rousey, we haven't seen Rousey wrestle. We've seen her in UFC. I know she can hold up. That's not my question. My question is, how bad is she going to be technically wrestling in the ring? I'm not going to sit there and say that she's going to hold real submissions. She's not. I'm watching to see if she can actually prove herself inside the square circle and not an octagon. That's what I'm looking for. Stephanie, I'm not sure she'll keep up with Rousey. And I feel like Stephanie's takes some pretty ugly looking bumps. And by ugly, I don't mean like brutal. I mean like cringeworthy. Did not look good at all bumps. Yeah. This could be a roller coaster match. I'm just putting it out there before all of you guys get too excited about it. This match could be the roller coaster match. You could have a whole bunch of different things happening. It could either be a halfway decent match. I don't see this being a great match at all. I don't see it being a 5-star classic. I mean, I don't see anything in that match whatsoever. This is either going to be a really bad match that you're just cringing at the entire way through, or it's going to be a halfway decent match with Rousey being able to prove herself and giving us some light on whether or not she can actually go inside the squared circle. But if this match is going to be good, it's going to be because of Ronda Rousey. If it's going to be bad, it's because Ronda Rousey had to have done bad. Angle couldn't keep Triple H was the one carrying the match. I could easily see it, but I mean, I'm going to be watching this match pretty closely. It's going to be the debut of Rousey. That's an interesting aspect to sell the match on, but I don't really think this is going to be the match that people are going to stand out of their seats for, and I don't really think it's going to do too much for anybody in this situation. Next, we got Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Now, in my assumption, this is where I would have it. But I do believe, sadly, we're going to see Roman Reigns at the end of WrestleMania holding up the title as the show goes off the air. Excuse me. I had to do what I did for Rousey and them. I'm sorry. But anyways, Lesnar walking in as the Universal Championship holder. Congratulations. You fought, 4 times this year? Congratulations. Should have lost it to Smojo. Braun Strowman. I don't care. Pick your poison. I don't care which one you pick. One of them should have won it. But anyways, if you think Roman Reigns is losing this match, you either don't watch wrestling or you either don't have a brain. I mean, it is obvious that Roman Reigns is winning. It's just how. How long? What is he going to turn heel? That's the only questions. How is he going to win? Obviously, he's going to hit a Superman punch and a spear on Lesnar. He's going to take like 8 F5s, I bet. They're going to bury everybody who lost to 1 F5. I guarantee it. Roman's going to take like 6 or 7. It's going to be outrageous. But I'm hearing reports of Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is going to help Roman Reigns win. He's going to turn heel. Paul Heyman's going to turn heel on Brock Lesnar. Heyman's already a heel. Put him with Roman Reigns. Wait a minute. That makes Roman heel. That's the best scenario here. That's the only thing that makes this match watchable. This match could go from being something I don't want to see. I don't want to see Roman Reigns win. I mean, I already know that Roman Reigns is going to win. I don't need it again. I don't need to see that stuff again. I've already seen Roman Reigns win. 3 years. WrestleMania 31, he won. WrestleMania 32, he beat Triple H. And, well, actually, WrestleMania 31, he didn't win, but he main evented. He went against Triple H, and Seth Rollins cashed in. But he went against Triple H the next year. And last year, he beat The Undertaker. Do I need to see him beat Brock Lesnar? Feed Roman even more? I personally don't want to see it. But, I mean, if you have Paul Heyman help him, he'll have a mouthpiece. We don't have to hear Roman's awful promos. Go for it. If you have Heyman help him, I don't care. Do it. Make Roman heel. Because a heel Roman is a whole lot interesting than just regular, boring, babyface Roman. Roman, he cannot be the face of the company. He cannot. He cannot be the face of the company. I think a guy like Rollins should be the face of the company. Rollins works a whole lot better as a heel, keep in mind. But Rollins has a whole lot more to offer than Roman Reigns, in my opinion. Another guy, Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan could easily be the face of the company. Now, if you actually make Roman a heel, that opens a whole new different door. Now we're not just seeing Roman, the tweener, which is going against a Finn Balor. No, now we're seeing heel Roman versus babyface Finn Balor. Heel Roman versus babyface Rollins. I mean, even if you want to do it, put Dean Ambrose in the situation. I don't care. I don't care who you put against a heel Roman. It's a whole lot more interesting than babyface Roman being the superhero that everybody hates. I don't want to see Roman Reigns punching people. No. You got to make it right, and you got to make him a heel. Do I think they'll make him a heel? No. Roman's not going to be a heel. He ain't ever going to be a heel for Vince. I don't think it. If he becomes heel, I will be jaw dropped. I will be shocked. I don't think Roman's becoming a heel. The rumors say he will. I don't think it's going to happen. But if it does, I'm not going to argue. If it does, I'll be the first one to say, hey, congratulations. You did it right with Roman. You got Roman over. He's getting the right heat now. Good job. You guys are brilliant. You might be a little too late on it, but hey, that's where it should be. You should be a heel. Next, we got Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. Stipulation for this match is if Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, which I am hearing Shane is injured with a hernia and something else. Forget what it is. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn can get their jobs back if they win. Now, I'm not sure how bad Shane's injuries or ailments are. I'm not really sure. I'm hearing that he might not be a go for WrestleMania, which means Daniel's going to need a partner. Who do you put with him? Put Kane with him? I don't know. If you want to, I guess. It doesn't make much sense. They're on different brands. Who else could put with him? You could put, yeah, I don't see anybody being a good partner for Daniel. Batista? He tapped out to him. I just can't think of anybody that would be a good fit to be with Daniel. Yeah. It has to be Shane. Either Shane or Batista. But anyways, if Owens and Zayn win, they get their contracts with SmackDown Live back. It's Daniel Bryan's first match back. If he loses, they're doing him great danger. He's been gone for 4 years. You guys, not him, you guys were holding him back, so you need to throw him a bone. You need to let him win his first match back. It needs to be at WrestleMania, and he needs to get that pop. I'll be popping for him, guaranteed. I mean, it's Daniel Bryan, but you got to give them the win. I don't care who you have in Daniel Bryan's corner. He has to win. He can't be losing, especially at WrestleMania. And it makes plenty of sense. Next night is Raw after Mania. It will be Owens and Zayn. They should go in. They should petition whoever the general manager be at that time. Yeah, because I don't think it's going to be Kurt Angle. If they're going to have a new GM or not, I'm not sure. But you could even petition Stephanie if she's not selling injuries. Or whoever the GM may be, I don't know. If it's going to be Kurt, great. But petition them to sign you. They'll probably sign you. And you'll probably be debuting on Monday Night Raw that night. But I think that Daniel Bryan has to win this match. And I think they will let Daniel Bryan win this match. If they don't let Daniel Bryan win this match, I will be very, very disappointed in the WWE for not giving this man what he deserves. He wanted the match at WrestleMania. He was saying, oh, I might go to New Japan. But they gave him what he wanted. He's fighting at WrestleMania. You got to give him the win now. You got to give Daniel Bryan the win. Next, we have a speculated match. It's not technically written on the match card yet, but it probably is somewhere in gorilla position. But it's John Cena versus The Undertaker. Now, this match hasn't been officially made to the public. I think it is made to be on the match card for WrestleMania, however. I just think they're not going to inform us until WrestleMania night. There's going to be... This is probably a moment where, I don't know if they do this late in the show, but John Cena at some point of the show comes out and he's like, Undertaker, I've given you all the time you needed. I gave you, 4 weeks advance notice that I wanted to fight you, and you haven't showed up still? Not even a sign? And then I would have Undertaker coming out on the motorcycle, old-fashioned Undertaker, and Taker is going to have his last match against John Cena here at WrestleMania 34. You got to finish the story. And I think, quite honestly, there's not much for John Cena left to do in the WWE. Let's be honest. He's won the championships. He's been in tag teams. He's had his big matches. He's had his big WrestleMania moments. He's beat The Rock at WrestleMania. He fought him twice there. He was with the biggest name in the company at the time. 2 years in a row. He's not fought The Undertaker, however. The Undertaker's a different kind of character. The Undertaker, last year, he retired. But he retired the dead man. He has to come back, and he has to finish his story. The Undertaker, he left the door open for him to return, and it would make sense. To finish his career off, beating John Cena. Yeah, a lot of people were like, why would he beat John Cena? He's the one leaving. You got to give Undertaker some credit. He's been there for a whole lot of WrestleManias. I'm not even sure the number now. But he was undefeated forever, it seemed like. Until he lost at WrestleMania 30 against Brock Lesnar in New Orleans. It's where the streak ended. You got to give him his last victory, where it all began. And by began, I mean his losing. Because what is he? He's 2-2 since that Mania. He won all of those WrestleManias. Now he's 2-2 in the last 4 years. You got to give him at least a winning record on the way out. You got to give him to John Cena. John Cena, he's done it all. John Cena should be wanting to throw the Undertaker bone. He doesn't need this WrestleMania. John Cena doesn't need this WrestleMania. The Undertaker, for his legacy, he's already got a deep imprint on everybody. And he's going to make the Hall of Fame whenever he officially does retire. But he's first ballot. He's going the next year. He's like Shawn Michaels. But as soon as he does, he should be first ballot. And I think it would be the right call to let Undertaker win in the last match of his career. The way he left last year was beautiful and all, but the circumstance wasn't right. Now, it would have made more sense if he retired when he first lost, but he didn't. I think you let The Undertaker beat John Cena, and then again, leave his gear in the ring. Make you question it. But just don't show up next year. Just say it's over. Put him in the Hall of Fame. And if he actually is going to retire, officially, I would even put it in the main event, if you want. Because that's a big moment. That's something I'd be interested in. Next, we have AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. The dream match titled The Workhorse Match. Everybody's saying it's going to be the workhorse match. I do agree. It's going to be the best match on the card. It's going to be the best match all weekend, I would say. TakeOver might have some decent matches, but it's AJ Styles and Nakamura. I've been looking forward to this match since way back when June, July, something like that. Whenever Money in the Bank, when they first peered through the ladders looking at each other, I've been excited about this match ever since. The atmosphere that these two guys can create around that match is the best and biggest atmosphere I've ever seen or been a part of. This atmosphere that they can create is absolutely brilliant. They can work the crowd with the slightest swipe of their finger. The crowd is invested in this feud. The crowd wants this match to happen. And if they don't even have to put on a 5-star classic. They can put on a 4-star match. And these guys will have the entire crowd blowing up the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. The entire crowd would be going insane just for what these two guys can do inside the ring. If you even let them free and you let them create a 5-star classic, everybody, and I don't mean just the hard marks, I don't mean the smart marks. I don't mean just a little group. The casuals. They'll talk about it. They'll tell their friends. Their friends will go back and watch it on the network. Everybody's going to be talking about this match if you let it be a 5-star. And the next day, you'll see people walking outside their hotels, preparing to go back, and everybody's going to look at each other, and you're going to be like, wait, you guys did witness Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles last night, right? The thing that made New Orleans go absolutely crazy. The thing that had everybody talking. The match that had everybody excited. The match that we were thinking about 4 hours after the match. We were just like, that match was so great. That's the match that's going to have people talking for the rest of the week after Mania. They're going to be talking about it months, 3 months, 4 months from now. That's going to be the match from WrestleMania that people know, hey, I mean, if I'm bored one day and I want to see a good wrestling match, go to the network. We got the match there. That's going to be the match that everybody wants to see. If you guys let them actually go and put a 5-star classic on. That's going to be the match that not just the hard marks, the smart marks, whoever you want to put in the category, the casuals will even enjoy it. Everybody will enjoy it. Even non-wrestling fans will enjoy it. You let these guys actually run with the ball, these guys, I know AJ, he can go up high risk. He can get them involved. Oh, he's going high. Wait a minute. Nakamura, he can get them involved. He can get the MMA fans involved with his striking. That match is absolutely, sky is the limit for that match. I don't care who you put in the situation as a fan, but if you aren't marking out for that match, if they actually let them run the ball with it, then you either don't have brain cells or you just have no clue what you're watching, because that is the biggest and best WrestleMania match I could even fathom of. I could come give you names. I can say Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles would be a great match. It would. But I don't know if it'd be better than AJ and Nakamura. I think AJ and Nakamura are going to be the ones to absolutely tear the Mercedes-Benz Superdome down on April 8th. Anyways, thank you guys for watching my WrestleMania predictions. And you guys will get to see the traveling episode in a couple days. I'm leaving on this Wednesday. And we're going to be going to New Orleans. Got a lot of things planned down there. I'm going to meet AJ Styles and Seth Rollins on, I believe, Saturday. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. It's been your boy, Gamers Goon. And I will see you guys this weekend for my WrestleMania vlogs.